Michaela Vernava alongside Zach Cox and Doug Kyde at the Patriots practice fields for day one of Patriots training camp. And guys, not many players missing out there today, but the ones that were pretty notable. We know that Nate Ebner is training to represent the good old US of A in rugby down in Rio in a few weeks. And then also we're missing Dion Lewis and Jamie Collins. Doug, what was the impact of not having those guys out there today?
Dante Hightower took a lot of the snaps that Jamie Collins usually would have. Hightower is a starter like Collins, but Hightower really was that number one linebacker. We're not sure why Collins wasn't out on the field. He's not on the PUP list. He's not on the NFI list. He reportedly did come to camp yesterday. He did report, so it doesn't seem to be a contract issue. So that will be something to monitor for Dion Lewis. He did participate in that last day of mini camp, that last day of OTAs, I should say, despite his torn ACL. But he is on the PUP list now. So guys like James White, DJ Foster, Donald Brown, those guys are getting a lot more reps. We saw LeGarrette Blount catching more passes than we usually see him catching. So I think it's good for the running backs and for Nate Ebner. Matthew Slater was out there wearing his number 43, so it was as if Ebner was out there. Slater took his place with that number 43.
And then as for Julian Edelman and Danny Amendola, they were here. We saw them tossing out in the backfields, but they were not in action. Zach, who stood out in the receiving corps in those guys' absence?
Yeah, both of them were there. They really kind of just made cameos. They weren't even wearing helmets. Some of the guys that were on the PUP list kind of showed up, did a few drills. Edelman and Amendola just kind of threw the ball around. Then we didn't see him for most of the day. But that's basically what it was like during OTAs at minicamp. Neither of those guys were out there. And so in their place, you saw a lot of Chris Hogan, who's probably going to be fighting Amendola for that number 2 receiver spot, probably going to be in there at number 3. Aaron Dobson was targeted a good amount. You saw a lot of Nate Washington before he left the practice a little bit early during 2-minute drill. Which, I mean, I think this is pretty good for Bill Belichick and the coaching staff. I mean, there's no question that Amendola and Edelman are both going to be on the roster, prominently featured in the lineup. But beyond them, it's a little bit uncertain. So I think it's good that they're giving these other guys a run out here.
All right. Thanks, guys. You know we'll be keeping a pulse on everything Patriots related through training camp, preseason, and beyond. So make sure to keep it on NESN.com.